Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is John Coffey and I am the Unpaved Explorer. Today I'm going to show you how I cook a London broil. Now I cut the London broil in half because it's just for me. I don't have anybody I'm sharing this with, and so it doesn't make sense for me to cook a whole London broil. So I'll cook this one in a day and the other half in the next day or two. So it's about an inch thick or so, and right now there's nothing on it. You want to let your London broil come to room temperature. Sorry, my arms got a little ache in it today, so I move kind of funny. So what I'm going to do is put adobo seasoning on this side here. Salt. And pepper. Take your fork and spread it around. Give it a good rub in. Do the same thing to the other side. Adobo seasoning. Pepper, salt. Then you wait and let it sit until it gets to room temperature, about an hour. Place it wherever you want to put it. Once it comes to room temperature, I'll show you what I do next. So the London broil has come to temperature, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my oven to 400 degrees. I got oil in my cast iron pan here. So let that get hot. So I got oil in there, salt, pepper, and adobo seasoning on my London broil. Now, put a little bit of butter in there too. When the oil get hot, pan get hot. Now you want your pan really hot, because what you want to do is get the a really hard sear on both sides of the London broil. You get a really hard sear on the London broil. Sorry about that. Let me. Okay, the pan's hot. You can hear the crackling of the grease. So you just put your London broil on there. Let it sit there for about three minutes or so. Get a nice hard sear on one side. While it's cooking, I'll go ahead and bring it back after it gets. I'll show you what it looks like when it's ready to flip. Alright, so the London broil has been searing now for a couple of minutes and is ready to flip. So it looks like that. You flip it over. You can go ahead and turn the stove top off. And then once it's flipped over, you go ahead and put it in your oven. The skillet's hot enough to sear the bottom, and then the oven will keep cooking it. And you're only keeping it in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how thick your London broil is. So you basically, like I said, get your skillet hot with your butter and oil. You put your London broil in there that's covered with salt, pepper, and adobo seasoning. You brown to one side, flip it over, then stick it in the oven. Then you just wait a few minutes for the oven to finish cooking it, and then you pull it out. I'll pull it out here shortly, and I'll bring it back. Okay, the London broil is ready to come out of the oven. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on a plate. Then what you do is you take your juices from your skillet, pour it over your London broil. That's all flavor there. Then you cover it and let it sit. Don't do nothing, just cover it and let it sit for 10 minutes. So the London broil has been resting now for about 8 minutes. So this is what the London broil looks like when cooked this way. So how you eat a London broil is you got to find out how the meat runs. You want to cut against the grain. Look at that. First bite's for you. You guys could smell and taste this. Let me get a ring instead of using my hand. Look at that. I actually cut too big of a piece there. I didn't have any sides to go with it, but that's okay. Oh man. So the real secret to cooking London broil is you cook it really hot, really fast. You get a really hard sear on the first side. You flip it over, and then you put it in an oven that's set at 400 degrees, and you let it sit in there for about 8 minutes or more. And then what you do is, when you eat it, make sure you cut it across the grain. London broil is one of those really, really, really lean cuts of meat. So you got to cook it hard and fast. It's not like a beef roast where you cook it slow. Now you can use a London broil and treat it like a beef roast, but I'd rather treat it more like a steak. I'll show you and share with you one last piece. That way you don't get mad at me. Look at that. Alright, I'm going to sit here, finish eating my cut of meat. And so, again, my name's John Coffey. I'm the Unpaved Explorer. I just showed you how I cook London broil. And if you have any questions or comments, place the questions and comments in the comment section below. As always, all questions and comments are welcome. Again, my name is John Coffey. I'm the Unpaved Explorer, and I'm out of here. I'll catch you on the next exploration.